So, fun fact, I'm a bit of a game collector. Another fun fact, I hate Reddit. Look out, everybody. Lev's bringing out the scorching hot takes today. Reddit's one of those things where I always go in feeling pretty alright, and then I leave feeling really annoyed. But you know, I'm human. I get bored at work. I use the bathroom. What do I do when I'm killing time? Yeah, I open up Reddit. And one of the subs that I browse is r/game collecting. You know, I really like looking at other people's collections, seeing what they have, finding stuff I didn't know existed, learning more about gaming in general. It's a shame that that's only about 10% of that sub, but in any case, the main console I like to collect for is the PlayStation 4, and I love seeing other people's PS4 collections, you know, comparing them to my stuff, you know, just seeing what I have, what they have, maybe seeing something I didn't know existed. Throughout all the collections I've seen online and compared to my own, there's like one game I have that I have never seen, like ever. I've seen collections that have fucking Uno in it. That's insane. Like somebody has Uno, but they don't have this. And the game I'm referring to, of course, is Poison Control. Poison Control is an ARPG, you know, an action RPG developed by Nippon Ichi and published by NIS America. If you're into obscure Japanese or obscure games, you've definitely heard of NIS America. Pretty much every studio that makes JRPGs has used NIS America to publish their stuff in the last decade or so. You're talking Gust, Atlas, Spike Chunsoft, Idea Factory and Compile Heart, Balcom, like pretty much everybody has used NIS America. Now, Nippon Ichi, on the other hand, they make a lot of really random stuff, but the thing you've definitely heard of is Disgaea. They make the Disgaea series. As for Poison Control itself, this is a game that I have never seen anybody else own. I've never heard anybody else talk about. I mean, truthfully, was I really looking? Not really, but but I've been excited to check it out for a while now. You boot up the game, you're in a very odd place, and there's some monster speaking nonsense, and then she attacks you, and then she turns into an anime girl, as one does, and then we get a character customization where you can name yourself. Don't worry, nobody will ever refer to you as your name. You can pick between boy or girl, and you can be voice 1 to 3. You can be a silent protagonist if all those voices annoy you. I'll give them some props. My guy never did, but hey, I respect it. The girl then says, oh, the poison mires are here, which means the monsters are coming. The monsters are called kleshas, and you get to start playing the game. Now, you might notice, the game kinda doesn't look good. Now, I'll say this, some of the stages I actually think do look pretty cool, and I don't think it looks terrible. The only time I thought the game actually looked like dog water was when you were fighting, like, another person. There are other characters in this between unnamed monsters and girl, and the girl's name is Poisonette, by the way, so. When you fight them, that's about the only time that I was like, wow, this kinda looks awful. But not only does it not look great, it runs horribly. Like, most of the stages are fine, but one of the later stages you play, it's raining the whole time, and pretty much any time you go to fight an enemy, you're dropping frames, buddy. You're playing a damn slideshow out there, which I thought would be the worst, but then, like, either the last stage or the one before it, they just decide to come up with this cool gimmick where they throw out eggs, of all things, and then they sit there, and then they crack open, and an enemy spawns, and every time an enemy spawns, your game will freeze. I literally thought my game was gonna crash. It was insane. The game does not run very well. I'll say most of the time it's fine, but those two particular stages were awful. Not to mention, when you start playing, and this is gonna happen, I promise, it's gonna feel awful. Like, it's the controls are gonna feel so janky, right? So janky. But if you persevere a little bit, you'll get the hang of it, and I actually think combat is relatively fine. I think it could definitely control a little bit better. Like, you can't even lower the sensitivity when you're aiming. Like, that to me was insane. So the gameplay consists of pretty much blasting kleshas and clearing poison mires, which is just poison on the ground. You just run over it, and a bunch of coins spew out, and I have no idea what these coins do, and having played through the entire game, I only know what some of them do. Like, I don't like when games have tutorials that hold your hand too long, like, bro, just let me play, I'll figure it out. I think Poison Control could have benefited from having just a little bit longer of one. Maybe literally just an area that says, hey, when you clear poison, coins and chests can spawn. Here's what those do. I mean, the green HP one, that's pretty self-explanatory. Took me a little bit to figure out that the little silver ones and gold ones, that's money. You use money in the game. I'll get into that here in a minute. But I have no idea. I still don't know exactly what these, like, pink ones do, and how, like, every so often they're just, like, Deliriant added, which is a type of weapon. We'll get into all that here momentarily, I promise. But like, even having beaten the game, I still don't exactly know what they all do. But that's kind of a problem, right? There's also no autosave feature in this game. So after every stage, you gotta go and manually save so you don't lose progress, because I encountered about 4 game-breaking glitches. So you'll enter arenas and they'll put up an invisible wall. I got stuck on the other side of that invisible wall. I couldn't get in there and I couldn't shoot through it. One of them, I got like whacked as I was entering Poison Net's form, like the Mire cleansing form. So again, game broke. And then twice on boss fights, because there are boss fights in this game, and I kill the boss and it just like flops on the ground and nothing happens, and occasionally I get shot at. Like, it's still moving, he's grooving, still attacking every once in a while. I can't do damage, I can't kill it. There is a timer on every stage, thankfully. It's absurdly long, like you're never gonna time out, I promise. And you basically just have to wait till that thing ends, because if you didn't save your game, well shucks, you just lost all your progress. Having led with all of that, you probably think I might not like this game, and you'd be wrong. I think this game is just so damn fun. Like, it is objectively a bad game, right? Like, it performs like shit, it controls like shit, but it's so fun. You're gonna be having so much fun that you don't even care, I promise. The game basically consists of you and Poisonette going into what's called a Bell's Hell, which is spawned from some girl and her delusions. You're in hell, so they makes a big old muck of hell, and the two of you need to go clean it up. As you progress through the stage, you're learning more and more about the girl, whose hell you're cleaning. That's why the game is so fun. It is so damn charming. It is the most charming game I've played in a long time, since I played the wonderful 101 last year. That game is stupid charming. I love that game too. There's a lot of like love put into this game, and you can feel it. It runs like shit, but they tried. Because each like stage, there's a little story, and you're learning more about the girl, and you know, some of them are like really sad. Some of them are pretty damn dark. Some of them are just hilarious. Like, there's one where a girl is an aspiring artist, but nobody's viewing her stuff. She takes a walk down by a river and she finds a book, and it's either, I don't know, it's either a hentai or like a Playboy, which then she just takes that and uses it for inspiration for her artwork, and now everybody's buying her stuff. I don't know why that's a delusion that gets her into hell, but I mean, hey, whatever. There's one where this girl is obsessed with a mascot who I'm pretty sure is just Prinny from Disgaea. But then she sees that he's really just a fat bald dude in a suit, and she goes ballistic. And it's pretty goddamn funny. So they do a really good job balancing these different hells, if you will. The basic story is that you and Poisonette, you have to clear these hells, whether that's just defeating the Klesha at the end or purging all the poison, so that you can collect enough stickers to get into heaven. Yeah. You collect 5 silver stickers to get a gold sticker, and you need 5 gold stickers to go to heaven. Yeah, you're basically competing with a girl named the Girl in Mourning and her white Poisonette. They're pretty cash money. They're pretty cool. I like those two a lot. There's also Black Poisonette. She's off doing her own thing. She's pretty weird. Poisonette wants your body so she can get into heaven, and when she gets to heaven, she's gonna wish for you to return to the mortal realm, because you're still alive, you're not actually dead. So while there is a story, this game suffers from something that I notice a lot of budget RPGs suffer from, which is pacing, because you pretty much don't learn a damn thing until like the last hour of the game, when they really just dump a lot of stuff on top of you. Doesn't really make a ton of sense. You go to a hub area, and at this hub area, eventually you'll unlock this thing called the Dontaro Gift Shop, which is being run by a lady who's important, who I don't remember her name. I think she has you call her Gran, so there you go. But she runs that shop. You would think that's like, oh, the shop where you spend your coins. Kind of. There's one item that costs 100,000 coins, which is really expensive, but you can buy it pretty easily. But you do want that. That is very important. You should buy that item. You're at this hub area, and the only other selections you have are what stage you're gonna play. Kind of. There's also, I really hate that the start button doesn't open the menu. The start button takes you to the PlayStation store, which doesn't actually work. Fails every time. And when I saw this, I was like, oh, that's neat. What, are they trying to sell me like an outfit or something? And I was like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if they were trying to sell me microtransactions? They are. I went to the PlayStation store, and you can literally buy more recoveries for $1, which is hilarious. I can't even be mad at. I mean, it's stupid, but like, it's just so ridiculous that poison control, they were like, oh, maybe we can make like, what, like $7 maybe? Like, what were they thinking, you know? So to actually access the menu, you have to click triangle, and here you can equip different weapons that you get for basically playing the game and finding collectibles and all that. And you can also upgrade them for coins. There's like the single shot one, there's a rapid fire machine gun, there's one that fires like a shotgun, there's ones that are like bombs. It's actually a pretty good variety and it's pretty fun. One of the high points for me, when you select a stage, a broadcast comes through on the Higan radio station. The announcers of it read fan mail, which is essentially whoever's hell you're gonna go purge. Basically, they send you a little like synopsis of who they were. It's like a hint for what you're supposed to do. The Higan radio is one of the high points of the game though, because it's just so fun. I loved it. Just hearing the two hosts go back and forth and bicker like good friends, it's a blast. I really like it. Between that and going through each stage and learning more about the characters and hearing Poisonette interact with them, and the charm of it all. It's just such a fun game. It's really charming and cute and fun. You know, I'm running out of adjectives, I'm sorry. Generally speaking, this game does not run good. Objectively, it's a bad game, but objectively, it's a fun game. Nobody owns it. Damn near nobody's played it. I mean, yeah, it's not the best indicator of it, but the game only has 1,500 players, or 1,500 owners on PSN profiles. Not a lot of people have played this game, and I can see why. It doesn't exactly look the prettiest or the most inspiring. It's a blast. I really like this game. This game gets a big recommend from me, and I really just wanted to talk about it, put it out there a little bit, because maybe you've seen it, and you were like, damn, I wonder if that's good, and then you saw something from it, you're like, damn, that doesn't look good. I'm just here to tell you, nah, bro, it's pretty good. Very good. Give it a shot if you were interested at all. And, yeah, I'll see you guys later.